Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am popping on this morning for my regular Wednesday morning Facebook Live, and today I'm going to be showcasing the Cactus Cuties stamp set. So I'm very excited to be here with you guys. I'll give everybody just a few minutes to pop on, and I know it's a work day for lots of you, but I know that I'm also catching lunch breaks back east, so hopefully people will be able to join me this morning and we'll get started creating. So while we wait for people to pop on, I'm just going to switch my screen over to my desktop and we will show you guys what I'm creating with today. So this is the Cactus Cuties stamp set, and it actually does have a coordinating punch, but when I was ordering, I don't know, I guess I was in a rush and I ordered the stamp set without the punch. I think I definitely would like to get it to speed up the process, but these actually are not too bad for fussy cutting, so it's not the end of the world not having it. And today's card, I'm actually going to be doing um, almost some simple stamping, except that I'm going to add some dies in there for the background and stuff. But in terms of these cactuses, I am actually going to be stamping just straight onto white cardstock, not cutting it out, not punching it out, nothing. So this is a pretty quick and easy card, which is exactly the kind of card I need right now. I've got a lot going on. It's report card time at work. So quick and easy cards are what it's all about, so I can get happy mail out to customers and friends and family. So I see a bunch of you are popping on now. If you want to say hi in the comments, that would be awesome. Love to know who's here and joining me. And we will get started with our creating. So today's card is going to be using a thick basic white card base, and I've actually cut this one. It's 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2, so it's a bit of a reverse fold, but that's so that this opens up longwise like a book instead of tall. So that's our card base. And on top of that, where we're going to be doing all of our stamping today, I've actually used the largest stitched rectangle from of the best little collection we have. It's our rectangled stitched framelits. And there's just, so many rectangles and they're all stitched. I love it. And they stitch both the inside cut and the outside. So if you're looking to make a frame, it's perfect. You get stitching on both sides. So I've used the largest one to create our background for stamping today. Now, before I start stamping, I'm also going to actually cut out my sentiment, and I'm not going to use any of our sentiments from our stamp set, even though we have these great ones. I'm actually going to use hello, but I wanted it to be a bit more bold. So I'm actually going to use our playful alphabet dies, and we're going to cut out the word hello. Now, I didn't want this just to be plain old boring, just grab a color and go. So what I've actually done is I've grabbed a small piece of Balmy Blue designer series paper. And so this is out of our designer series paper collections, like the Color Family collections. And Balmy Blue is actually in our Soft Subtles. So this is our Soft Subtles collection. And on the back of this itty bitty piece, I have put a piece of adhesive sheet. So it's got a sticky backing that's covered up right now. And I'll just peel the backing off when we're ready. So that's what I've got prepared. I'm going to bring in my baby boss. Sorry, guys, I'm still recovering from bronchitis, and as long as I don't talk, I don't cough, but I'm doing a bit of talking right now. So I'm going to move this up into the screen so you guys can see. So I've got that piece of Balmy Blue designer series paper, and it has the adhesive sheet on the other side. That's really important, guys. It'll save you so much trouble. And then I'm going to grab my dies from my Playful Alphabet set and pop these on here and spell out the word hello. Now, sometimes I don't care about how I place them on the sheet, and sometimes I take great pains to place them very, very nicely so that I can actually use the outline as well on another card. And so here we go. I think I want that O turned that way. So I'm going to just move these over one more time. So I'm actually taking a bit more care than I normally would so that I can try and create a nice secondary piece as well. So just move that L up a little bit. There we go. So you're going to see how we can actually get 2 cards out of this one cut. All right, so with that all placed, we're going to go roll that through. Now, you could have used washi tape there as well to hold those in place. Sometimes I will, especially if I'm making a whole bunch of a card. Once you washi tape these together, then you can just use it over and over again and you don't have to place them more than once. So I'm going to pop those out. And I'm going to keep that center to my O so that I can place that there. So now you can see I've got a cute little hello on a tag that I'll be able to save and place onto another card. So I'm going to put that right up in front of me so I don't forget to do that later. Okay, move the plates out of the way. And now these hellos that we've got, I'm just going to grab my Take a Pick tool and start popping these out. Sometimes you don't need to do this. Sometimes they fall out quite nicely. You can also kind of like drop them on your table and sometimes they'll pop out. There we go. Oops. And I like that you get extra dies. So I didn't have to run that L through twice. I actually have extra L's. There's extra E's and O's. Some of the letters that we tend to use more frequently. All right. There we go. And one more. So I'm not actually going to attach these just yet. I am going to lay them out on my card front though to give myself an idea of where I want them so that I can then plan my stamping after that. And actually I don't want to have to move them. Oops. There we go. So I'm going to pop these on here. Get a general sense of where I would like them. And so let's see, just kind of a cheater way to find the center. All right. So that L is going to be my center. I can actually take the rest of these off for right now. And I'm going to use that L to get started. So with that L in place, I am going to grab a Hi Noelle. I am going to grab this kind of pointy cactus from the Cactus Cuties set and some Just Jade ink. And I am going to stamp that right above my L. And fairly low because, actually, before I do that, I should just double check that this is low enough. Actually, I might want to actually lower it just a little bit. I want to make sure that this large cactus can also fit on there. So there we go. All right, so with that right there, I'm going to stamp that in Just Jade as close to the center as I possibly can. All right, with that done, I can move my L out of the way now. I've got my baseline for where I'm stamping all my cactuses. So we've got that one stamped in Just Jade. I'm going to put away the Just Jade for a little bit. We're going to use it again on one of our other cactuses. And I'm going to grab the Granny Apple Green to stamp that larger cactus that I was showing you. Okay, so I'm just tapping them, get them fully inked up, and then, there we go. Place them there. All right. I can put that away for a moment, and then I'm going to grab my last cactus base, and we're going to stamp up this chubby little guy in Bermuda Bay. So again, I tap them onto my ink pad, and then I check like through because these are the photopolymer ones, so I can see if he's inked up or not. And so with them all inked up, there we go, stamped that one. So we are coming along. We have a lot of little details to add to these cactus though. The next step is I'm actually going to grab some Just Jade. and the itty bitty piece of cactus. And I'm going to add another lump onto this fat guy on the side. But I've used a different color. They're quite close to each other, but it just kind of helps show off that they are different. Okay, and this little guy in the center just seemed a little bit plain to me. So what I want to do is actually grab a sticky note, and let's see, just because he's already inked in Just Jade, I'm going to ink him again in Just Jade, and I'm going to stamp him upside down where the sticky bit is on my sticky note. Oh, isn't it sweet, Noelle? I love cactuses, but this one was just so adorable. I haven't actually done any yet with like the googly eyes and all that, but it's on my to-do list. I gotta find my googly eyes first. I know I've got them somewhere. So now I'm gonna cut this out and just leave the tiniest little border, like really not much. And I want to really get down deep into that groove in between, but without kind of cutting through. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a mask so that I can stamp more of these leaves without covering up the ones that I've already got. All right. So with that done, I'm going to place this over top of my already existing little cactus. There we go. And I'm actually going to take this little piece here as well and just kind of give myself double security, because when I clean this, I just don't want to, see any kind of ghost image of the one that I'm not going to ink up. Or if I accidentally ink it a little bit, I don't want to see it either. So here we go. I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green now, and I'm only going to ink up the two larger leaves. So I'm at the end where the name label goes, so I can really see where my ink pad is. And I'm just going in and inking those two. Now with those two inked up, I'm going to decide where I want them. I want them to stand up just a little bit higher than the ones I already have. And then I'm going to press quite firmly because I'm trying to, oops, stuck to my paper. So I was trying to get down into those grooves, and now I can peel that away, and voila, I've just got a little bit of extra depth to that piece. Hi, Martine. Now this little guy that I fussy cut, I can save him. I had actually saved my one, but then I used him up so much he started to soak through. So I had to make a new one for today's video. Plus, for those of you who haven't masked, now you can see how to do that. And you can do that with any stamp set. Just the ones that you don't have to super fussy cut are much easier to do. All right. So with that done, we need to add a splash of color to our card. I've got Flirty Flamingo and that little itty bitty flower from the stamp set. And I'm going to just ink him up, and I'm going to pop one of those flowers right here on top of our big cactus. And then I'm going to come on over here and pop one on there and pop one up there. I like the three, so it's kind of like when you're using rhinestones, except we're using Flirty Flamingo flowers. All right, so that is done. We have finished our stamping part of this card, but we still have a lot to add to it. So I'm going to bring back in those letters that I cut out, and I'll show you a little trick to getting these on here nice and evenly spaced. So we're going to start again with the L that we had centered and put on to help us figure out what height to stamp our cactuses at. And that's going to be our first letter that we position. So I am getting it centered on underneath that flower, or cactus rather, and centered top to bottom as well below it. Okay, so once I've got my L on, I'm actually not going to do the letters beside it. I'm going to do my H and my O next. So peel the backing off my H. So it's nice because I use the adhesive sheets. I can literally just peel these off. So now I want this in just a little bit from the edge of where my cactus is. So there we go. There's my H. Grab my O. And again, I want to get that same kind of like it's a full finger in. So let's go a full finger out. Let's switch fingers. That'll make more sense. And now that's about the right height as well. There we go. Okay, and then with those positioned, we can throw in our in-between letters. And then even if it's not quite straight, it'll have a general appearance of being straight. Okay, so here we go. All right, so all week long, I am going to be designing with this. I actually had a bunch of time yesterday and smashed out a whole bunch of cards using this set because I was designing for posting on social media, but also for an upcoming Cactus Cuties card class. I've actually put the link to my drop form that has all the details and the registration into the description of this video. And you can check that out. So yeah, I was busy designing for posting and for my upcoming card class. So that is pretty much done. We're going to pop this onto our card front now using dimensionals, and then we'll throw a little bit of bling on there. So let's see if I've got, do I have dimensionals? There we go. I do. So for something this large, I like to start with the corners, and then I'll pop into the middle and just do a couple more just to support that. All right, we'll peel those off. Yeah. So grab our card base and try and center that before you push it down. There we go. And for our embellishments, I've actually got the adhesive back hexagons. So those of you who follow my social media know that I just did a stamp camp this past weekend featuring the Abstract Beauty set, and this is the embellishment in that suite. So I've just got a little bit here left over on this sheet, so I'm going to use up these ones first. And just kind of come in here. And I'm going to sprinkle them all over the place. I just love how all the different greens actually, I don't want that one there. That'll be that one. So if you do place these down, as long as you don't press too hard, you can actually always lift them back up with a paper piercer. So put that one there. And that one there. So I just kind of sprinkled them all the way across my card and let all of those greens play together. So now this is actually just jade. So we did use that on our card. So it's a nice tie-in in that way. And that is our finished card. So I was not joking when I said today's card is a quick Cactus Cuties card. Super sweet though. I love playing with these guys. And yeah, check out my social media this week. I've got a ton of stuff coming up. And I gotta say, I love them all. I just absolutely adore these little guys. And yeah, I'd love to have you join me at my Cactus Cuties card class if you can make it. So check your email and scroll through my social media. There's been a ton of stuff that has come out just in the last day. Stampin' Up! Just this morning released a new magnetic board. I don't have one here to show you because they didn't even early release it to demonstrators. But it's adorable. It's a magnetic board that you can decorate with some 12 by 12 sheets, and comes with like all sorts of like little lists for grocery lists and pockets to put things in, and then these really cool magnet clips to hold everything all together. So they've got that going on. They also announced a paper pumpkin price increase starting on March 1st. And so I did do a post And if you're on my newsletter, I sent out an email about how to kind of get around that price increase for another year. And that is to grab yourself a prepaid paper pumpkin subscription before March 1st. If you do that, you get all your celebration rewards, you pay the lower price, and there's no additional cost later on. The price you paid is the price you paid, and you get those 12 months. And if you need to skip a month because you're not going to be around, or you don't like the kit because you don't do Halloween treats or something, that's fine. You just skip it, and now your 12-month subscription is going to last 13 months. You only get 12 kids, but it'll last the 13 months, and you just skip it when you're not interested or not available. So great way to kind of delay that price increase and earn some celebration items at the same time. And if you get the 12-month, you also earn $30 in Stampin' rewards. So, grab yourself this Cactus Cuties stamp set or something like that. And then a ton of other perks. With a $300 order and grabbing that paper pumpkin, honestly, I'd say join my team. Um, it's definitely the less expensive way to do everything. You get such a great deal on our starter kit. Um, and so grab the starter kit and then order that for yourself and be your own demonstrator. Or with a $300 order, you also get access into a special celebration that I'm doing in March. So, and that doesn't have to be one order. It can be, multiple orders over the course of celebration. So if you've already placed an order with me and want to place another one, and you can contact me to find out how close you are to earning that. And then with any order over $65 this month, I'm also giving you a February Crafty Collaborations tutorial bundle that I was a part of. It's 34 amazing projects using product from our January to June catalog. So there's just so much happening, which is why I put it in an email as well, because it's a lot to even talk to you guys about. But there's just so many perks right now. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I will be live again on Sunday morning. No, I'll be live again on Saturday morning for my online workshop. I almost forgot. So Saturday morning, I'll be live for an online workshop, and I'm moving those off of my workshop group and onto this main page, and I'll just stream into the group as well. And and then I'll be live again on Sunday morning for Celebration Sunday. So it's a busy weekend of stamping and writing report cards in between. Yuck. Um, but I hope you guys can join me for those things. Have a fabulous day, and definitely contact me if you have any questions about anything. Today's my day off teaching, so I'm just, puttering around the house and doing stuff for my stamping business. So you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you all on Saturday. Bye-bye.